Good evening, everyone. So my today's session, the class for today's session is sedative hypnotics. Again, I was busy in my college day-to-day life, so I uh, uh, was putting the videos very less often. So now I have again started. So my today's video is sedative hypnotics. Now, what is sedative? And sedative is the drug which is used in the low dose and it produces the sedation. Mostly, we can say that barbiturates, these are the sedatives. A drug that substitutes excitement means it produces the drowsiness in the patient. Sedation reduces the excitement, it calms the subject, and it does not produce the sleep, it only produces sedation, drowsiness in the patient. And there is also this decreased responsiveness to any level of stimulation, and it may be associated with decrease in motor activity and depression of awareness to the environment and reduction of responsiveness to external stimulation. Means there can be depression of awareness to the environment, plus there can be reduction of responsiveness to the external stimulation. An effective sedative agent should reduce anxiety. An effective sedative agent, it will also reduce the anxiety in the patient, and it will produce the calming effect in the patient. And there may be also no little or no effect on motor and mental functions. Means motor activity will be reduced, and mental functions also, the mental performance also gets reduced when a sedative is given, which is given in low dose, and it produces the drowsiness, it decreases the anxiety, and it has the calming effect, it produces drowsiness, it reduces the motor activity and mental functions. Hypnotic is the drug which is used in high doses, and it produces the sleep, induces sleep, maintains sleep similar to normal sleep, and go to sleep fast, feel refreshed tomorrow. The treatment of insomnia. So hypnotics, these are the drugs which are used in the treatment of insomnia. Now, all CNS suppressants in general, they have different time action and dose action relationship. Now, these all CNS suppressants, the sedative hypnotics like barbiturates, benzodiazepine, non-benzodiazepine analogs, all these are CNS depressants, and they have a different time action and different dose action relationship. Quick action but short duration of action, steeper dose response curve is by the hypnotic. Means there is quick action, short duration of action is produced, and there is quick action and steeper dose response curve that is shown by the hypnotic. And slowly acting, faster dose is so flatter this dose response curve. That is the dose response curve is flatter, and just slowly acting, that is shown by the barbiturate like sedatives. But overlaps hypnotic at low doses may act as sedative. Hypnotic at low doses they may act as sedative, and sedative at high doses may act as hypnotic. And there can be, what is the level of the depression? CNS depression is, firstly there will be anxiolysis by the low dose, then sedation will develop, and then hypnosis will develop, that is sleep is induced, and then general anesthesia. This is the grades of CNS depression. Is firstly there will be anxiolysis, decrease in anxiety, then drowsiness, then sedation proper, then hypnosis, induction of sleep, and then there will be general anesthesia. Now this is the dose response relationship shown. The linear slope for drug A is typical of many of the older sedative hypnotics, including the barbiturates and alcohols. With this linear slope, this one, it is for the barbiturates and alcohols. They have a steeper dose response curve. So they have the increase in dose higher than that needed for hypnosis may lead to a state of general anesthesia. Means first sedation will develop, then hypnosis, then general anesthesia will develop, and ultimately coma can occur with both more CNS depression. Still, high doses of sedative hypnotics may depress respiratory and vasomotor centers in this medulla, leading to coma and death. And there's deviations from the linear dose response curve relationship for drug B. Proportionately greater dosage increments to achieve central nervous system depression more profound than hypnosis. Means this is the for the benzodiazepines. This curve is for the benzodiazepines. This is the flatter dose response curve. It may be only producing the hypnosis and general anesthesia, but no coma. This appears to be used for to be a case of benzodiazepines and other newer hypnotics, other newer non-benzodiazepine analogs like zopiclone, zolpidem, S-zopiclone, zolpidem. These can be used as they have a similar mechanism of action. This drug B, which is for the benzodiazepines and non-benzodiazepine analogs, and drug A is for the barbiturates and alcohols. So first of all, barbiturates, these can be divided into long-acting, short-acting, and ultra-short-acting. Long-acting is phenobarbital, short-acting is pentobarbital or mylobarbital. Ultra-short-acting is thiopentone, basically used for general anesthesia, or secobarbital. Benzodiazepines, these have been divided into hypnotics, anti-anxiety, and anticonvulsants. Hypnotics are diazepam, flurazepam, nitrazepam, alprazolam, temazepam, triazolam. Anti-anxiety are diazepam, flurazepoxide, oxazepam, lorazepam, alprazolam. Anticonvulsant are diazepam, lorazepam, clonazepam, clobazam. And newer non-benzodiazepine analogs are zopiclone, zolpidem, zaleplon, etc. Now, first of all, I will discuss with you barbiturates. Last century, up to 1960, not used now, but prototype drug. Chemically condensation of malonic and zuria barbituric acid. This is the composition of the barbiturates. Important drawbacks are these are the general depressants of all the excitable cells, and they produce the respiratory depression. They have a narrow therapeutic range, and they produce the quick respiratory depression. In when a bit of the dose is increased, they can cause general anesthesia, and then respiratory and vasomotor depression can occur. And these are the enzyme inducers, cytochrome P450 enzyme inducers, liver inducers. So many drug interactions can develop by the use of these drugs, barbiturates. And these CNS action is they will produce sedation first. First of all, anxiolysis, then sedation, then sleep, then anesthesia, and ultimately coma can occur. Short-acting hypnotics, 100 to 200 milligram, shortens time taken to fall asleep and sleep duration, and increases sleep duration. Means the latency of onset of the sleep is reduced, and the sleep duration is increased by short-acting hypnotics. Arousable, confused, and drowsy if aroused early. Means when they are aroused early, they may be confused and they may be drowsy. Night awakenings, these are reduced. REM and stage 3 and 4 sleep is reduced. Rapid eye movement in stage 3 and 4 of the NREM stage, that is non-rapid eye movement stage, is reduced. And there is disruption of the sleep cycle, distortion of the sleep cycle, sleep quality is affected. Sleep quantity is not affected, but sleep quality is affected because of reduction in REM and sleep stage of the NREM, sleep 3 is stage 3 and stage 4. Night awakenings, these are reduced. Progressively decreases effect on sleep, continuous use, rebound increase in REM, sleep on discontinuation. Means they decreases the effects on sleep progressively. Continuous use can lead to rebound increase in the REM sleep. When there is increase in the REM sleep can occur on discontinuation. When we use the drug continuously, after discontinuing, there can be rebound increase in REM sleep, and there can be hangover effect. Means increased drowsiness during the daytime can occur. There can be in the morning, and dizziness can occur, distortions of mood, irritability, and lethargy can occur. These are the various side effects of using barbiturates. And they can also be impair the learning, and they can be short-term memory and judgment. No analgesic action, they can produce hyperalgesia. Now, what is the mechanism of action of barbiturates? Means they act at the barbiturate, they act primarily at the GABA benzodiazepine receptor chloride channel. and they potentiate the GABA adrenergic inhibition by increasing the chloride channel opening. Binds to other site than GABA, located in alpha and beta subunit. Means this is the site. Here they will be binding alpha and beta subunit. In between this, the barbiturate site is present, and the drug binds to this site, and then it will increase the GABA susceptibility to GABA receptor. And GABA will, when GABA is susceptible to GABA receptor, there will be increased opening of the chloride channels. And when the chloride channels get open, there will be hyperpolarization in the cell, neuronal membrane cell. There will be hyperpolarization leading to decreased action potential. And thus, there can be increased chloride conductance, hyperpolarization of the membrane, leading to inhibition of the CNS, depression of the CNS can occur, leading to sedation and ultimately, firstly anxiolysis, then hypnosis, then sedation and hypnosis, and ultimately general anesthesia and coma can occur. Also enhance benzodiazepine binding. They also increase these drugs, these barbiturates. They also increase the benzodiazepine binding, and they have high doses directly increase the chloride conductance. And they also inhibit the calcium dependent release of the neurotransmitters, and glutamate dependent neuronal depolarization is depressed. And at high doses, both the system sodium and potassium channels, they also get depressed. And the respiratory system is that will be depressed because of neurogenic, more carbon dioxide, less oxygen drives to the respiratory center. And CVS, the BP gets reduced, heart rate gets reduced. Rapid fall in BP and heart rate due to ganglionic blockade, vasomotor center depression, and direct cardiac action. There will be reflex tachycardia. Reflex tachycardia can occur due to vasomotor center depression and ganglionic blockade. They can be direct reflex tachycardia can occur. Skeletal muscle they will produce the anesthesia, so they will reduce the muscle contraction. Smooth muscles, the tone will be reduced, mobility of the bowel will be reduced. High doses, more profound decrease. The kidney, again, the urine flow will be reduced due to decrease in blood pressure and antidiuretic release, diuretic hormone release. Adverse effects will be, there can be hangover, the tolerance can develop to the drug, the dependence, physiological as well as physical as well as psychological dependence can develop by the use of this drug. There can be mental confusion, impaired performance, leading to, there can be drowsiness, so there can be impaired performance leading to accidents. Idiosyncratic reactions can occur in the elderly. Hypersensitivity reactions can occur like rashes, swelling of eyelids, lips. Tolerance and dependence, cellular and pharmacokinetic on repeated use can occur. Physical and psychological dependence and abuse liability is seen in case of barbiturates. Now, benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines versus older ones. Most widely used sedative hypnotics now since 1960 replace barbiturates. Now, they have replaced the barbiturates firstly because they have the flatter dose response curve. So, general anesthesia and coma stages are basically, they are just left out. Coma does not get produced because they have a better dose response curve. They have a higher therapeutic index. 20 hypnotic doses, no loss of consciousness or respiratory depression will not occur. Patient can be aroused, and they do not depress the CVS as well as respiratory function. They have no function action on other body systems like GIT, kidney, all those systems. They do not get repressed by the benzodiazepines. Only IV injection BP may fall. Only an IV injection BP may fall, and they have less distortion of the sleep architecture. Now, benzodiazepines, they do not distort the sleep architecture to a greater extent because they do not reduce REM and stage 3 and non-REM 3 and 4 non-REM sleep. So they do not produce so much of distortion of sleep architecture. And they also do not produce the microsomal enzyme induction. So no drug interactions are there. There is no abuse liability, tolerance, psychological and physical dependence, and less withdrawal symptoms have been seen with the use of benzodiazepines. And the antidote has been developed for the benzodiazepines, which is flumazenil, which is used when there is overdose or poisoning of benzodiazepines occur. But in case of barbiturates, when overdose occurs, there is no antidote available. And the CNS actions will be qualitatively similar, but different members are used for different purposes. General CNS depressants, not general CNS depressants, exert selective anxiolytic, hypnotic, muscle relaxant, and anticonvulsant effects. Means they have the anxiolytic action, sedative action, hypnotic action, muscle relaxant, and anticonvulsant effects. Even anesthetic doses of diazepam, some degree of awareness maintained. Although events of recovery may not be remembered by patient, anterograde amnesia may be there. Means events of recovery before the anesthesia, they may not be remembered by the patient. Anterograde amnesia is seen in case of benzodiazepines, but it is more seen in the barbiturates. On sleep, what is the effect? Hastens onset of the sleep, means latency onset of sleep is reduced, reduce intermittent awakening, and increase the total sleep time. Time spent in stage 2 is increased, stage 3 and 4 is decreased. Shorten REM, but more REM cycles such that overall effect on REM less marked. More sleep cycles. Means they will increase the stage 2 of the NREM, decrease the stage 3 and 4 of NREM. They will reduce the REM sleep also. But the REM cycles are more seen. So overall REM is less marked. So overall effects of REM reduction is less marked. Night terror and body movements are reduced. Centrally mediated muscle relaxant is the clonazepam and diazepam. And anticonvulsants are clonazepam, diazepam, flurazepam. Diazepam, they can produce analgesia and decrease in nocturnal gastric acid secretion, leading to reduction in the stress ulcer prevention. And this mechanism of action is barbiturates are GABA mimetic drugs. Means they will increase the attachment of the GABA on the GABA receptor and increase the chloride channel and opening, ultimately leading to hyperpolarization of the neuronal cell, leading to depression of the brain. This benzodiazepines, these are GABA facilitating action, means they increase the openings of the chloride channel, increase the GABA attachment to the GABA receptor, and increase the number of frequency of the opening of the chloride channel is increased, and there will be more hyperpolarization increased, and there will be more hyperpolarization, more CNS depression will be seen. Means these are the GABA receptor channel ion complex. They act on this. Modulate the GABA receptor, increases frequency of channel opening, also enhances the GABA to GABA receptor, and these are GABA facilitating, not mimetic, just like barbiturates. Individual drugs are slow elimination but rapid distribution. This individual drugs, there is first drug is there, that is by slow elimination. The elimination rate is reduced, but redistribution has been increased. That is by diazepam, riluzepam, and flurazepam. These are general active metabolites. They have a longer duration of action because they have the active metabolites formation in the body. So they have the single dose can produce no residual effects. And regular use, accumulation, prolonged anxiolytic effect can be produced. Accumulates residual effects. Day and night sedation can occur for frequent nocturnal awakening patients if day and night sedation is acceptable. And flurazepam, short elimination of parent drug or metabolite, and therefore they have a longer half-life. They produces the sedation for day and night. So they are the longer acting drugs, diazepam, nitrazepam, and flurazepam, because they get converted to active metabolites and the duration of action is prolonged. Rapid elimination and marked redistribution is by alprazolam and temazepam. These are anxiolytic in action, and they may also produce nighttime hypnotic. Withdrawal phenomena after regular use, sedation. No arrestal effect, no metabolite used in sleep onset difficulty. In the sleep onset difficulty, there's shorter duration of action acting. So they will reduce in the decreasing of the latency of the sleep. Sleep latency should be decreased when then temazepam and alprazolam are given, and they can produce the nighttime hypnosis. And ultra rapid elimination is a potent quick action, and they will produce quick induction of sleep. Triazolam. Benzodiazepine adverse effects are that they can produce dizziness, vertigo, ataxia. Means CNS depression will be there. There will be ataxia, difficulty in motor movements, vertigo, dizziness can occur, anterograde amnesia can occur, and there can be disorientation, prolongation of the reaction time. There can be psychomotor skill impairment. Hangover can occur with larger doses and longer acting ones. There can be drowsiness in the daytime. Weakness, blurring of vision, dry mouth, and urinary incontinence can occur with the use of benzodiazepines. Tolerance to sedative action develops very slowly. Now, in this, the tolerance develops very slowly to sedative action, but barbiturates, they were the ones that were helping developing the tolerance very quickly. Cross tolerance to alcohol and other CNS depressants can develop. Dependence, liability, and drug seeking behavior. There can be dependence, liability may be seen, dependence can occur, and drug seeking behavior can occur with midazolam, but it is very less as compared to barbiturates. There can be low withdrawal syndrome, more with ultra rapid ones, like there can be anxiety, insomnia, restlessness, malaise, loss of appetite, bad dreams. Pregnancy, there can be flaccidity and respiratory depression and newness, which is known as floppy baby syndrome, can occur within the patients who are taking the benzodiazepines in pregnancy. There can be flappy baby syndrome can occur, flaccidity and respiratory depression in neonate. Now the non-benzodiazepines, what is the difference between non-benzodiazepines and zopiclone is that they act on the alpha subunit of the benzodiazepine receptor. So they will increase the chloride channel opening and they will lead to hyperpolarization. The hypnotic action is produced by this. And then they do not alter the REM and they do not increase the decrease the stage 3 and stage 4 of the REM and the NREM stage. Means the REM is also prolonged and stage 3 and stage 4 of NREM is also prolonged. Means there is no sleep architecture distortion is not there. And to wean off insomniacs, these are used in insomniacs on benzodiazepines and short-term therapy for insomnia. Adverse drug reactions are metabolic taste, impairment of judgment, alertness, psychological disturbance, addictive property. Addiction potential is seen, but it is very less as compared to barbiturates and benzodiazepines. Half-life is 5 to 6 hours. Zolpidem, it also acts on the alpha-1 subunit of the benzodiazepine receptor. It also increases the, it decreases the sleep latency and increases the sleep time. That is, REM sleep is also increased and stage 3 and stage 4 of the NREM sleep is also increased. And they have no anticonvulsant. And this action is that they only produces the hypnosis. The non-benzodiazepine analogs, they only produce the hypnosis. They do not have any anticonvulsant, anti-anxiety or muscle relaxant action. Lack of effect on sleep stages, minimal residual daytime sedation. There will be very less residual hangover in the sedation in the morning will be there. Fading of effects when used repeatedly. Little rebound insomnia on discontinuation. There can be little rebound insomnia on discontinuation and absence of tolerance, physical dependence, and low abuse of potential. Means they have the no abuse potential, no tolerance, and no dependence with these drugs, with this non-benzodiazepine analogs. Uses short-term therapy for sleep onset insomnia, daytime sedation less. Daytime sedation is very less, and these are used for the insomnia for the short-term therapy. Most popular, even large doses, no respiratory depression. Just like barbiturates, there was respiratory depression. There is no respiratory depression seen with these analogs. Zolpidem, it is the shortest acting. It also acts on the alpha-1 subunit of benzodiazepine receptor. Thus increases the chloride channel opening and increases the hyperpolarization and CNS depression. Rapidly absorbed, 30% bioavailability, high first pass, rapidly cleared by hepatic metabolism. Half-life is 1 hour, no active metabolite. Means is rapidly absorbed, rapidly metabolized, rapidly cleared. Does not prolong the total sleep time or reduce the number of awakenings. Means it does not prolong the total sleep time or reduce the number of awakenings. Can be taken late night, no morning sedation, anxiety or insomnia. It can be taken late night. There will be no morning sedation, anxiety or insomnia with it. There is no tolerance or no dependence is there. and they can be used in sleep onset insomnia for 1 to 3 weeks therapy. Thank you. That's all for the session of sedative hypnotics.